Hi there, my name is Radical UA, and I want to welcome you to the first ever editor interview, where we take your questions submitted on animemusicvideos.org and Tumblr and horribly force your favorite editors to answer them. First up on the chopping block is Fall Child42. Let's begin, shall we? Thank you for joining me on the first interview. Um,
Glad to be here.
that's good. I'm glad you're glad to be here. All right, so let's start off with basic information, name, where are you from, etc.
Hi, my name's Todd, aka Fall Child42, aka Dr. Dinosaur, aka a whole bunch of other variety of names that I've had over the years. I'm from Southern Ontario, Canada. In case you didn't know where Ontario was, not Ontario, California. I'm sorry, Scott. I've been making videos since about 2006, and what's that other thing you asked?
Just basically just your name and where you're from. You gave us a lot more information than we would ever need, but now they know where to find you and break your legs.
Oh, yeah. Hey, my legs remain intact so far, so I'm doing pretty good.
Thus far, that can be corrected.
Oh, it will be.
Um, how you now for next question I have here, another one of the basic ones. How did you get into the org? How did you come up with your screen name? How did you come up with any of your screen names? Really?
Okay, well, we've got lots of stories to tell here.
Yes.
How did I get into the org? Well, usually I type anime music videos into Google, and then I have to skip the first couple because they're not related to the org. And then, like, I think the third one down is animemusicvideos.org, and I click that link, and then the splash page opens up. And where it says login, I type in my username, and then I type in my password, and then that gets me into the org.
God damn it, Todd.
All right, my initial name that I had on the org was Fall Child42, and that came about is well, when I was younger, and I guess I still am, but when I was younger, I was a big fan of AFI before they got really really lame, and they had a song on their album, the first album that I bought from them, called Fall Children, and I'm like, okay, this is a pretty cool song, and I like the fall. And 42 is because that name was already taken, possibly also by me. I'm not quite sure. I may have logged in before and lost my password. But the 42 is simply just a really nerdy reference to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Dr. Dinosaur came about because dinosaurs are cool and doctors have charts. And there was a whole group of us that started posting charts on the org. So I guess that gave us the credentials to be doctors. And so we were all doctors for a little while. I was also Dr. FC Mad Genius. And I believe for a while I was Chicago Todd because no zombie can kill Chicago Todd.
No, no zombie is safe from
No,
Chicago.
no zombie is safe from. Neither are his teammates.
No, they are not. They will get shot a lot. Okay, let's see here. You have a lot of other nicknames, and that's an entire podcast of its own. Alright, next question. Another simple one. What got you into editing comedy videos?
Oh, that's actually really easy. Doki Doki. Doki Doki is the person that got me into editing comedy videos because one of my first anime conventions I ever went to was Anime North, and I went to the AMV showing because I thought, hey, that's pretty cool. I liked AMVs. I think I accidentally downloaded Angle off of like LimeWire. God, I'm old.
We are old.
Damn. And so I'm like, AMVs are pretty cool, right? Later found out that was a lie. And so I went to the AMV showing, and one of Doki's videos came up. I believe it was the significance of scenery. And it was really fun, and the entire crowd was laughing and having a good time. And I'm like, all right, that's perfect. That's something that I'd like to do. I'd like to make people laugh. And so that's when his videos started inspiring me pretty heavily on making comedy videos. And a little more on the still comedic but stranger route, I started really enjoying Bad Martial Arts' videos. And those also inspired me pretty heavily.
So you started out trying to make people laugh, and then it just turned into just trying to hurt them. I think is that what you're doing?
got strange.
It got very strange, and one day you will accomplish making someone laugh.
I sort of I guess I sort of went off on my own little style there. So I started off a very Tim Parkish, but then I'm like, I can't be Tim Park. I have to be me. And so I added a little bit of me to the videos, which made them a little, okay, much more strange. And so I still make people laugh, but instead of like the whole audience laugh, it's like 3 people in the audience are laughing, and everybody else is just kind of stunned.
Something known as the Tsunami Jones effect.
Another one of my favorite editors.
Exactly. Alright, so off of that question we have, you have a great, sometimes strange sense of humor that you can apply to a lot of your videos. Does this make editing considerably more fun for you? Do you think it helps make videos more fun for people to watch?
Some people.
Those 3 people in the back.
Okay. There's Tsunami Jones, Otohiko, and Bobby. Those are the 3 people. They like my videos. No, I gotta say, adding a little bit of strange humor to things definitely makes it more fun. I like to challenge myself sometimes, and I like to take series and songs and things that I find people take way too seriously, and kind of distort them or figure out how I can mess with them in such a way that I can twist them around and make them a little funnier and make them a little more bizarre and make people think about them in a different but less serious kind of way. And I don't know if that makes people laugh more, but I enjoy it, and I don't know. That's really all that matters.
So do you ever find yourself like laughing while you're at your keyboard editing or anything like that? Because I know I hear some people do that, where it's just like, what are you doing? Editing. Oh no.
Oh yeah. Usually I'm editing and I'm like clicking and clicking and clicking, and then it's just I giggle, and then I'm like, this is really stupid. And then I laugh and I continue, and I end up with the weirdest, I don't know, can I swear in this?
Yeah, you can swear, I don't give a shit.
Okay, weirdest goddamn things. Oh.
Excellent. Now, because you primarily do comedy, parody videos, Dadaist, awesome core, whatever it may be, let's see here. Are there any videos that are like serious drama sentimental that you actually enjoy? If so, which ones?
Oh, there are plenty of. I think I lean more towards the sentimental videos, or the drama videos, less so than the romance. To list off a few sentimental videos I really enjoy, I like Mike and Mary's one guitar Beck video that they made.
There were many more guitars than one.
Yeah, there's the one guitar that's actually like 5 guitars.
Yes, exactly.
I really like Creating Something Beautiful. That Ghibli tribute, I think, was just fantastic. Orochi makes some really good sentimental videos, one of which being like everything just kind of looks like a painting. It's like oil paintings that are animated very, very mildly, and it's fantastic. As for drama videos, things like Yansky's NT5, I really like that video. Drama is a very difficult category for me to figure out, because drama actually just means anything that is comedic or sad. So it's like everything. And romance. The issue I have with most romance videos is that they're boring. They're not really telling a story. A lot of them just kind of fall into this pattern of let's look at this character stare at this other character for a while, and then one of the characters is crying, and then the other character's crying, and then they're staring at each other, and then maybe they hug. And there's no real story going on. It's just sort of like a bunch of very still images, blur faded or cross faded in between each other. And it's actually almost the exact same problem I'm having with like dance videos now, where sure, you got some dance music and there's a lot of motion with the camera, but the people in the dance video are just sort of standing there. And maybe there's some birds flying, but everybody's just kind of looking at the camera.
But there's no rule that in the book that says a bird can't dance. If a dog can play basketball, then a bird can dance.
Cats can dance.
Cats can dance, but a lot of people believe the contrary. There was even, I believe, what was it, a documentary made on the subject of cats don't dance.
Yeah, that is
It's pretty compelling.
it is, but I think there's some faulty science in there because it's been pretty empirically proven that cats dance quite spectacularly.
That they do. That they do.
Um, yeah, romance videos. So there are romance videos I have enjoyed, but they tend to be the ones that string together a pretty good, strong story and actually, relate the two characters and like why they're having this romance and maybe a conclusion. Um, one romance video I particularly enjoyed was from an editor who hasn't made anything in a while. His name's Neotex. It's a video called Molly, and basically it's a great story between this young nurse and her love of her life, a doctor, and eventually they get together, and then there's a lot of happening and legs are in the air, and man, the action really good, but then I can't believe happened, and then there's and 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 then was all over the and eventually the egg was of this vagina, and it and popped all out, and then I didn't even know how, but that is the mark of true love, putting inside orifices.
All right. Let's see here. So in the time since you started editing AMVs, have you seen the medium change? In your opinion, has it changed for the better or the worst or neither?
Oh, I've definitely seen it change. There's been the biggest change, I think, is the growth of the YouTube AMV community, and there's a lot of people out there that have only seen AMVs on YouTube and only meet other YouTube AMVers, and thus their style is heavily, heavily influenced by that style of video. Um, in the earlier days, there was a lot of people. There was a lot less focus on, high motion and effects, and that had something to do with the quality of the animation at the time. But it also had something to do with just our style was more focused on internal sync, and it was a lot of it was like lip sync or scene matching. Whereas I noticed a lot of videos that come out of the YouTube generation are a lot flashier. They have a lot of them focus on something like mask transitions, where you just mask out a character and then that character comes into frame, and then the background of that character shows up, and then it continues on there. There's a lot more color correction done, and a lot more just overall high motion and flashiness. I'm gonna bring George into this. Otohiko has this really interesting theory, which makes a lot of sense to me, that says, back in the org days, you would download the video and you would watch it on your monitor and you'd probably full screen it, or you would watch it in a convention on like a big projected TV screen. So you can notice a lot more of the internal sync. Whereas when you watch something on YouTube, most people don't full screen it. They just watch it in that little window. And little details, little bits of internal sync don't come across as easy, and high motion, flashy color correction does. So it's just much more visually appealing because you can't notice the little insignificant details on like a small little windowed YouTube screen. I'm like, oh yeah, that does make sense. You're a smart guy, George.
That does. I've actually never heard that theory before. I've talked with George a lot, and apparently he only shares the good stuff with you. So, is it like a Canadian like mind link or something like that, where he doesn't feel like he can trust me because we're not links or something?
Yeah, you're American and he's a Russian. You've got like some problems in the past.
Oh, that's right. I'm American, so I automatically hate the Russians.
Yeah.
I always forget about that. God damn it.
Down with amvnews.ru.
I know! All they ever want to do is win the contest, and then they're crazy, and then Liz slept her way into RDS. Sadly, Pancake.
That's probably one of the best comments I ever got on one of my videos.
Sadly, Pancake. Sadly, Pancake. I think it describes your videos quite well, actually, just as a whole. Who's this Fall Child42 guy? Sadly, Pancake.
Sadly, Pancake.
It all makes sense. You need him to run a panel one day that's named Sadly Pancake.
I also like how the Russians, I don't know, apparently they enjoyed my videos until I changed my name 15 times, and then they can't find them anymore.
I think a lot of people were pissed off when you did that. I'm just like, let me run this in like the quick search. It's not pulling up shit. Let me try Dr. Dinosaur. That's not working. How about Chicago Todd? There it is. Thanks, asshole. Alright, let's see here. Okay. So, what do you wish you saw more of in the AMV community? Whether that be certain types of videos being released, more activity on the org, a shift in attitude towards some aspect of AMVs, etc.
What do I wish I saw more of? I wish, you know what, honestly, I just want people to have fun. I still see a lot of people taking everything way too seriously. And I think the best videos come out of people when they either A, are having a whole bunch of fun editing the video, and B, this is definitely related, when they absolutely love the source they're working with. They're not just trying to put something together to win a con, or win an award, or something like that. They genuinely really enjoy the source, and because of that, they often have a blast making the video, and I can really tell when that happens. I think one of the biggest examples of that is P-Wolf's Macross video. Yeah, he loves Macross, and he made this like 7-minute long Macross video, extending the song out so he could make more of it. And usually a 7-minute long video would make me want to just kill myself. But the flow and everything and the passion and care that you can tell that he put into it makes the video seem far shorter than that, which is a good thing.
Oh, God, I love that video. That's actually the video that got me into Macross, because I'm like, holy shit, somebody really loves this. This makes me want to check it out. And yeah, I watched from the very beginning.
See, that's the power that people having fun can have.
Yes, it is. And let's see, the next question, actually, it's kind of like a combination of like the two prior. What's your opinion of the younger generation of editors? Let's say anyone that started releasing videos 2010 or after, both in terms of their attitude towards editing and the videos themselves. Is there anything, let's see here, different, would you say, to the older generations? Which you've kind of covered that already, but is there anything else you wanted to add to that?
Yes. As an old editor, I must say that they're all irritating little shits and to get off my lawn.
I know, they're fucking annoying, aren't they?
All right. The number one thing I have to say about the new generation of editors is they don't know how to party. The new generation of editors, the Boston crew, you know who you are, come to the con, and instead of hanging out with us and having a good time, went back to the hotel room to watch League of Legends gameplay.
That's like a sad party.
Learn how to party. Party hard. That's what the younger generation of editors need to do. When it's time to party, we will always party hard.
It's like showing up to like a kid's birthday party and finding out his cake is like made of actual carrots as opposed to a carrot cake.
Yeah. Instead of a cake, we've given you a vegetable stew.
Oh, it just makes me sad to think about that.
There's still like a Cookie Monster candle in it, but it's just kind of floating there and you can't light it.
You can tell it's old and it's just been covered in dust because it's been sitting in the back of your mom's drawer in the kitchen that no one goes into.
It says 3 on it and the kid's like, I'm 7.
Oh, this just makes me feel bad. Sadly birthday.
Sadly birthday.
All right. Wow, geez. All of these questions just kind of flow into each other, because if you could advise new editors, what would it be?
Party hard.
Party hard.
Party
again.
hard. Come to cons and party hard.
No more sadly birthday.
Yeah, you're young. You should be able to handle it.
I know, they are young. There's so many like young, like in like their late teens, like early 20 editors, and it's like, what do you want to do? I want to sit in my hotel room and stick lollipops in my mouth.
Yeah,
back in
our day, we almost got kicked out of the con for throwing things off the balcony, or we almost got kicked out of the con for passing out in the middle of the AMV room, or
Ying almost got arrested.
What do you mean you woke up and you were surrounded by security?
Or you put small plastic parrots all over a hotel room and around the lampshade, and then you terrify the cleaning crew.
23.
23.
Or you convince Kit to drink Krispy Kreme donut flavored vodka.
Or bacon vodka, and it tastes like breakfast.
Or you drink Nancy's entire bottle of Jaeger.
And then we don't see you the next day of the con. Or you end up in a 10-hour line waiting to get badges. And you contemplate standing on a chair and preaching to the rest of the crowd about how this is bullshit.
Yes.
Many, many good times.
Mitch wrote his name on that chair.
He did! He did. He wrote his name on the chair, but that was only after blowing up the condom balloons.
Yes. Of course, Rena provided those.
I wish we had some balloons. I have some condoms. Of course you do. Of course you do. 10-hour lines will never be the same. Oh, excellent. Wow. Do you attend conventions? Have you won an award during one you've attended?
Yes, I attend a lot of conventions. Mainly I like going to the conventions to hang out with people and party with my friends that I don't get to see very often. And yes, I have won a few awards at conventions I've attended. Anime Weekend Atlanta and Anime North are probably the most notable. Yeah, I've won the Pro Award a few times, and I've won a few of the awards at Anime North this few times that I've been up there. AWA, Anime Weekend Atlanta, they generally just pull you up and say your name and congratulations, and you get your award, and that's cool. Anime North does a really cool thing where the judges like write down why they picked your video and like some of your, they like do a little bit of artistic analysis of the video, and so they like talk about that for a little while, and like this is why that you were given the award. So I think that's pretty cool. A lot of awards come with like little extra prizes and stuff, which is really cool. But I got to tell you about this one that I got at ASEN because I go up there. I win for comedy at ASEN one year with I think it was shown in Libido actually that year, and which initially completely broke ASEN speakers because all of the videos were playing fine, and then mine comes up and it's got this like bass line at the beginning while I have Cal recite the stuff that I wrote, and then when the bass line starts, all of the speakers break and you just hear
No, it was part of the video.
And then all of the videos after that were broke as shit too. Yeah, I won for that, and what they gave me as a prize was a UMD of the first 3 episodes of Gungrave. For those of you who have no idea, which is probably everyone, because why would you? A UMD was the video disc player for the Sony PlayStation Portable. And I'm like,
this really took off.
I'm like, there is nothing that I can do with this at all.
Ever.
And then the next year, Tsunami Jones won comedy, and he won Go Panda Go, and I'm like, your prize is so much better than mine. Go Panda Go is a great anime, and you should watch it.
Well, you've already covered. Well, we've already covered like quite a few different convention experiences. But do you have like a favorite or like one that like really sticks with you from like going to a convention or meeting people and such?
Yeah, but I'm not going to talk about that one.
Oh, we'll look at you arrested.
You don't want to hear that. You've heard that story. You know the jamming story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell that story. People that know me better, they can hear that story.
You'll be put on a certain list. You won't be able to enter the United States again for a while.
If you want to get to know me a little better, I'll tell you the jamming story. I think one of my best experiences was actually all of my best experiences involve hanging out with other people, like hanging out with everybody. I remember when I met Jay Koopaskeva the first time. He was like, "Oh, hi, you must be Jay," and he's like, "Who are you?" And I'm like, "I'm Fall Child," and he's like, "Oh my god!" He gets this giant grin on his face, and he hugs me and he picks me up. And I'm like, "This is great. These people are great." And then, I met so many cool people through going to cons and going through AMVs. One of my favorite experiences, actually, like one of the first cons I went to, which was Anime North. This was the second year I sent in something, and I sent in Azumerica. And Doki was there that year, and he went ahead and recorded the audience reaction for me on like a little DAT machine,
Oh.
and then sent me the audio recording later. And I'm like, that is awesome, Doki. You're such an awesome dude.
That's adorable.
And then he told me he liked it a lot, and I'm like, great, that's great. And then, actually, also with Azumerica, one of my greatest experiences was when a bunch of the Germans came over, and they got to see Azumerica the first time. And I'm like, oh, good, because I did a lot of lyric sync in Azumerica, and if you don't know German, the lyric sync kind of falls flat. So I'm like, oh, a German gets to see this. And I was talking to Streicher, and Streicher had this really thick German accent. He's like, you made this? And I'm like, yes. And he's like, oh, you actually understand what the words mean? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, oh, so many Rammstein songs. You know that song that goes bang, bang? They show explosions and gunfights, but no, it's about fucking. That's my horrible German accent for everybody.
For everybody. That's also Stefan and Senate. And that's everybody. That's every German.
I have a terrible German accent. But yeah, Streicher was like, I don't know, his reaction to that was just so fantastic.
Okay. Well, that actually bleeds again into the next question. How is your relationship with foreign editors?
I don't know, pretty good. They seem to like me all right.
The Russians like you until you change your name, and the Germans like you because you understand the difference between fucking and shooting.
Yeah, and Stefan stayed at my house for a week, so that was pretty cool. I was like, what do you want to do? All he wanted to do was hike and then drink beer, and I'm like, all right, I'm down with that. And then we went out, Stefan has this peculiar way of hiking, of being like, fuck the trails! And so we were out in Niagara Falls, and we went on some of the trails in Niagara Falls, and we went down, and then we were trying to get back up, but we had no idea like where we were, and the hill was like super, super steep, and I am not the most fit person in the world. So by the time I got back up to the hill, I'm like, I need to rest for a bit. And I just like was laying down on this flat rock, and then George and Stefan looked at me, and they're like, wow, we can actually see your chest just beating up and down. Heart was pumping so fast. And then,
are you gonna die?
And then I'm like, where do you want to eat? He's like, whatever place has the best beer. And I'm like, okay, great, that's awesome. I can deal with that. Yeah, I guess all Americans are foreign editors to me too. So
oh, that is true.
You guys get along with me pretty well.
I don't know about that. There's actually a secret alliance of people that hate you.
Yeah, of course there are.
Straight up hate you. Again, you're not gonna have your legs.
I expect them to be broken pretty soon after that Team Warfare video I made gets released.
Oh my god. Kill 'em, fuck 'em, eat 'em. Words to live by.
It's my motto. I looked up where that phrase actually came from, and it was a Ricky Gervais thing. He was talking about serial killers. And he's like, if you're a serial killer, you can't just kill them. That's pretty that's pretty mundane, right? You're just like a regular murderer at that point. If you're a serial killer, you should kill them, fuck them, then eat them. It's like, well, serial killer will come to my courtroom, and if I'm the judge, he'll be like, yo, I killed 5 people. And well, did you fuck them and eat them afterwards? No. Well, then get out of here.
You're not doing it right.
You're not doing it right. Come on, go in 100%.
Well, 110% from you people.
Kill them,
you
fuck
kill
them, eat them.
Excellent.
You've got a lot of censoring to do.
No, I don't. You'd be surprised. All right. Now we have nothing but hard-hitting questions left.
Okay.
Todd, are you really a penguin in a human suit?
No.
What evidence do you have to support your answer?
I am certainly also not a cabbage.
Okay.
I don't even know how you would test that. Is there like an intravenous penguin test?
There might be.
Like, is that like a requirement to get a job in the States? You have to get like penguin tested?
It might be, but then again, this question was asked for one by a Canadian, and I'm pretty sure there's gotta be something made in China that we can use to test this.
Okay.
I'm sure we can find it on Amazon, and it'll take about 4 to 5 weeks to get here, but then we can use it.
Is it eat some of their toys, and if you don't die from lead poisoning, then you're a penguin?
Basically, it's very similar to the Salem witch trials. Yeah. So we're just gonna start burning you alive, and if you die, then you were obviously not a penguin.
And if you don't die, we'll drown you.
Exactly. Until you do die, we'll correct the mistake. All right, Todd, why are you awesome?
Who asked me that question?
I believe you're gonna make me look this shit up.
Yeah, I am.
God, son of a bitch. Let's see here. I know Chicaboom asked the penguin question. Oh, we actually have one more that was
Oh
just
yeah,
listed.
Chicaboom's coming to air.
So you can terrify her yourself.
In real life, yeah.
Yeah. All right. You should just totally dress up like a penguin and scare the living shit out of her. All right. It looks like Castor Troy asked Todd, "Why are you awesome?"
Castor Troy is pretty awesome too, actually. We'd be awesome together. No, I don't know. I guess it's just because I know who I am, and I am who I am, and I do what I like to do. Like I don't.
And you don't need no man to make.
I don't need no man.
You don't need no man.
I don't need no man.
You are a single, sexy, independent woman.
I am. Of color.
Of color. What color? Probably black and white.
All the colors. I am
Yes,
a rainbow. I am a living rainbow. I'm gonna talk like this for the rest of the interview.
Okay. Alright, so while you're talking like this, are you a real doctor?
I tell you, the only thing you need to be a real doctor is incredibly good use of charts. And I have the beautifulest, most pristine, most accurate charts in the world.
Alright, so you have a bobcat, a bathtub, a volleyball, and a tube of super mighty glue. Your friends are in trouble. How do you MacGyver this?
Alright, step 1. Rip open the volleyball. Step 2. Put the bobcat inside the volleyball. Step 3. Construct out of the bathtub a water jet. Step 4. Use the water jet to propel the volleyball into the half-naked homoerotic volleyball game being participated in by all of the bad guys. Step 5, I think. When the volleyball game starts with the Badger volleyball, the Bobcat volleyball, the Bobcat will tear through the volleyball's skin and then also tear through the bad guys' faces. And while all of the bad guys are distracted with the Bobcat ripping open their sinuses, I can go and rescue my friends.
And then afterwards, are you going to use the tube of super mighty glue just to get really, really high?
Yes.
Yes. Alright, and then finally, what's your favorite beer?
Ooh, that's a hard question.
The most difficult of them all.
That is honestly, that's actually a really hard question. I have
How about this, top 5?
Yeah, I can do a top 5.
Okay.
I really like Pilsners. One of my favorite Pilsners is Czechvar, which is the Czechoslovakian. It's like one of the original Pilsners. There is a beer, also a Pilsner, that is a local brew around here from the Old Credit Brewery. that is my favorite, like, everyday drinking beer, where I could just, like, it's hot day out. I'm all sweaty from landscaping work, because that's what I do. I crack open one of these after a day's work, and it's just a nice, clean, refreshing, good beer. The Youngling Chocolate Stout, I believe. Let me look that up. I think it's Youngling.
Anything with chocolate is good. Of course, the German that asked you this question.
Yes. Youngling Chocolate Stout is one of my favorite stouts. It's really good. It's kind of pricey. One of the best beers I've ever had, actually, was a Flying Monkey Special Brew. So you can't get it anymore. It was just like a seasonal, couple of cask brew, and it was called Matador. And it had it was like a red ale, but it was 10%, and it had just like the most fantastic combination of sweet and hoppy. It was great tasting. It definitely didn't taste like a 10% beer, and it went down smooth, and I got really drunk after like half a bottle, because it was like a 1.2 liter bottle or something, which is, I don't know, in like a third of a gallon. I don't know.
Let's go with that. It was 6 gallons. It's actually 6 gallons.
And then I was like, oh yeah, oh, it's 10%. Oh wow. And then I guess that'll be number 4. And number 5, I would have to say Dead Elephant Ale, from another local brewery in Southern Ontario. Is, I believe, 6-point-something% alcohol, and it's a red ale, and it tastes amazing. There you go, top 5 beers.
All right, perfect. So those are all the questions that were sent in. Let me actually double check once more. My Gmail, maybe someone sent in. Nope, that's all the questions that we have sent in. Do you have anything that you would like to say of your own accord? Any movies you'd like to plug? Mac and Me, anything like that?
Mac and Me. Mac and Me was not as bad a movie as others I have seen. Oh. Yes, everybody needs to go and support You Are Umasu, which is an amazing movie and pretty good TV show. But the movie is amazing, and it's adorable and cute, and everybody needs to watch it. Let's just go through my favorite animes right now.
Okay.
Top news that everybody should be incredibly stoked about. Trigger is making a sequel series to Inferno Cop. Inferno Cop 2 is coming out.
Very nice. Isn't Inferno Cop what Trigger is primarily known for?
Yeah.
I don't think they really have any other good anime.
Yeah, they made a couple of other things. I don't know, Kill la Kill was kind of like this weird side project.
I didn't hear very good things about
They did this like Little Witch Academia thing. I think, I don't know, one of the directors like drew that at home on some napkins, whatever. But yeah, Inferno Cop, worldwide sensation, and everybody needs to watch it. And I just marathoned all of JoJo's. JoJo's is fantastic. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And then a couple of nights ago, I watched this amazing movie called Zombie Ass Toilet of the Dead. And it was a live action film from Japan, because thank you, Japan. And it was a combination of a comedy, a zombie movie, and some weird fetish film. Because the zombies were created by large tentacle-like parasites that came out of people's asses.
So it's a historical documentary.
Of Japan, yeah. I believe near the Okinawa region.
Ah, the Okinawa region.
Yeah. This is what spawned karate. To fight off ass parasites.
That actually makes a lot of sense. I mean, what else would you use karate for beyond ass parasites?
Yeah. Wax on, wax off. That was to try and remove parasites.
It was the application of the chemicals needed to remove the parasites, actually. Wax was just... it's the westernization of it.
Yeah. This is one of the most disappointing things about the Karate Kid, I think, is they had a lot of interesting history about karate and learning it from an old Okinawan man, but they removed all of the interesting facts about butt parasites.
That's true. It's rather sad. I would say that it probably set the Western culture's idea and opinion of Japan back quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
They're slowly but surely catching up, but I don't know. What's been ingrained is it's just too deep.
People have said that Japan would have sided with the North America and Europe and England if we had represented their cultural butt parasites in a more successful light.
It's quite a shame, really. It got really stupid really fast. It's got really stupid really fast. Okay. Well, anything else that you have to touch on, or are we done here?
I don't know. Do you have anything you want to ask me?
Not really. They actually covered a decent amount. Like, I was kind of surprised with how much they got in there with, like, questions and such about AMVs and the org and your views and experiences.
I know. I actually answered them seriously, and I'm kind of disappointed in myself.
I know, you should be disappointed. I was expecting more like the code interview where you're just like, what are the questions?
I don't even remember what I did for the code interview.
He asked you serious questions and you provided answers that had nothing to do with them, and it was at that point that I realized that, like, his interviews were not like a back and forth situation, and they just, like, sent you a list.
They sent me a list of... I remember one of the questions... rhyme scheme. Like,
let's see here. In one of them you wrote a short story.
That was where I came from. That was right. I was like a time traveler fighting Yakuza mobsters from the future.
Tap, tap, tap. A baby's cry pierces the night air. Fatherless, perhaps a bastard child. I was that baby.
From Neo Ontario, Tokyo, Ontario, something like that.
Yeah, Neo Tokyo, Ontario. That was the question about introducing yourself, a little bit about yourself, and what your favorite AMV is.
Well, how do I get a little more silly? I'm surprised people ask me questions about AMVs. That made me upset. Why did they do that?
That's Ben, primarily.
I know, stupid Ben. I had to answer your questions with, like, legitimate answers.
Okay, well, thank you all for listening. That was the interview with Fall Child42. Fun news, he will actually be a host on future podcasts that we do. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to include a link in the description of this video to the thread on animemusicvideos.org where we'll be able to take down more questions from you, take down suggestions for people that you want to see interviewed. So please go there. There will also be a link to a Tumblr for when we start doing the interviews more, where you can submit anonymous questions if you don't feel comfortable posting on the org, or if you still haven't brought yourself to get an animemusicvideos.org account. I'm not going to retake this, so that's staying in there. But thank you again, Fall Child42. I really hope everyone I really hope everybody enjoyed the interview. Yes, please enjoy the interview. Anyways, thank you again, and hopefully we'll have more in the future.